Well, blessed Friday to you as we finish our chapter study of Proverbs chapter 2. Now, I'll just say that maybe for some of you, this was not your cup of tea this week, that this was probably a little bit more difficult. And there's a lot of interpretation, especially for Christians, to walk this way, to understand that God is good and that Sophia or wisdom is Jesus Christ, and that we're about imitating Jesus Christ, not imitating the smooth woman, or it says the crooked man. But we are to follow the path that leads to good. Now, here's where it has the practical benefits as King Solomon finishes the chapter. Therefore, walk the way of the good. And remember, you take out that O and you said, you walk the way of God. I was talking about that with our confirmation parents. There's a lot of goods that sometimes get involved in an active life for family and things. But we have to take out those one extra O and say we have to seek God first, especially when it comes to confirmation, Sunday school, and other activities. Therefore, walk the way of good, walk the way of God. Keep to the paths of the just. Remember, we should also think of righteousness in that way. Keep the paths of the righteous. For the upright, or the righteous, will abide in the land. And when we hear land, we should hear about life, abundance. Our ancestors, many of them came from Scandinavia, where it was rocky soil and rocky terrain, and it was hard to hoe in those areas, even to get some plants or land that would produce. And when they saw the plains of the Dakotas and the western plains, they would say, "Oh my goodness, it's so flat. It's one that I can build a garden and I can build something that's abundant." For the upright will abide in the land, and the innocent will remain in it. Now, we've already probably crossed that threshold for some of us, if not all of us. We are in bondage to sin and we cannot free ourselves. But through the forgiveness of Jesus Christ, the wisdom of Jesus Christ, we can be innocent again. We can be made right again. For the upright will abide in the land, and the innocent will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be rooted out of it. So how do we understand that here? Well, I just did a funeral not that long ago, and I heard the story that the family had owned land nearby our church. And I asked, well, why didn't they stay at this church? Is because they said the Great Depression hit. And they had to be lifted from that land, and they went to another place where they were able to prosper, and then other places. But they still kind of viewed the land around the church as kind of the land that they used to benefit from, and it was kind of a home. But they had learned, because of circumstances, that the land that the Lord provides isn't necessarily going to be the land that you had from the beginning. It's going to be places that you go to. It's going to be following the wisdom or the Sophia of God. And I've learned that too. One of the things that I'm a nostalgic type of person, and I start to lament sometimes when I go back to my old stopping grounds, and it's in the Twin Cities. And anybody who knows the Twin Cities knows that you blink and things will change. And I've seen 2 or 3 revivals of the places where I've grown up, and I try to tell my kids it did not look this way when I grew up. Every so often I'll go through neighborhoods that do look the same, but I also recognize that things have moved on. And where am I to seek the good? It is not in trying to hold on to the past, hold on to that land or that circumstance. It's to hold on to the good. And the pathway of good assumes movement. I will be able to move until I am underground. But each time I am to trust the grace of God, the wisdom of God, the Sophia of God, which is Jesus Christ. Love the Lord your God as he would love us, and love your neighbor as Jesus would love us. so that we can go on the pathway of good. Well, I hope that this has been an interesting study for you in the insight of Proverbs 2. We believe that it was written by King Solomon, or at least was collected by him. And it has been an exhortation to pursue good, or to pursue God. And we believe that that is found in Jesus Christ. He's knocking on the door of your heart, and he's wanting us to follow in his pathway. I hope you've had some interesting insights in going through Proverbs. Like I said, it's not everyone's cup of tea to read through it, but it does provide wisdom and understanding and a pathway to God. God bless you today. We trust that these continue to be words of encouragement so that you may walk the way that is good. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.